Good morning, everybody. It is opening day of muzzleloader season here in Tennessee. This is only my second sit of the year here. You know, we had that Wyoming hunt that we did to kick our season off with, and then got back home and just had so many things going on, and the weather was just crazy, and it's been so hot here lately. Had so much work to do, whether it be travel for work or stuff around the farm. And then the weather, all of it, just, I haven't gotten out to hunt other than the one time last Saturday, so a week ago today. So I'm going to head out here. I'm going to see if I can maybe get into something. Because this is just my second sit of the year, I'm still trying to get my system dialed in for the year. I always worry that I'm going to forget something. You know, usually the first couple of hunts, it takes me a while to get all my camera equipment figured out as far as what I'm taking and have it all sorted out and accounted for ahead of time. So anyway, I think I've got all that stuff ready to go now. Hopefully I don't show up out there and realize that I've forgotten something, but I'm going to get out. It'll be daylight here really soon, but I'm going to get out, see if we can get into something. See you from the tree. since that buck and those 2 does came through here. So I was up in the stand getting all my stuff set. My muzzleloader was sitting on the base of the tree on my pull rope, and I was just turning back around to get my muzzleloader and start to pull it up, and I heard something crashing through this thicket up here. And I look up and I see antler tips going through the thicket. And next thing I know, 2 does come running down the hill, and they stop right here in front of me. He turns and he comes in and he stands here at 15 yards watching those does. He probably stood there. They probably stood around me or within 20 yards of me for 15 minutes. Finally, the does started walking toward me. One doe saw my muzzleloader leaned up against the base of the tree, and she got a little bit spooky about it. Started stomping and carrying on. Well, the does continue on. The does continue on past me to the south. The buck turns around and goes back to the north, the direction he came from. I've heard him over there. I've heard him over there grunting a few times. It's so thick around here you can't see very far, but this is always a heavily used area during the rut, so we'll see. Just hang out as long as I can. I've heard one shot all morning, and it's not too far away, but I think it was an old friend of mine hunting over on the neighbor over here, but we will see. We'll see if that buck comes through. That was pretty awesome. Everybody, I think that's probably going to be it for the day. After the 2 does and the buck separated and went their different ways, I had another doe come in behind me, and she fed around for a little bit and then went back off the other direction. And then right after she left, I had 2 does. I had a doe and twins come in down along the lower edge of the pine thicket that I'm on. There used to be an old road maintained going straight through the pine thicket here. My dad used to mow it with the bush hog as an access corridor. Well, he hasn't mowed it in 15 years or so, but you can still see where the road used to be. That doe and twins intersected with that corridor, that old roadway, and they walked up that roadway and turned here in front of me. And they walked out into the field and just milled around out there for a while. So they were at 25 or 30 yards in front of me for a while too, before they went out in the field. But really active morning. Can't believe that big buck came through. And I was not prepared. I mean, what can you do? He came through. It was just breaking daylight. is what it is. You can't do anything about it. Had I come out a little bit earlier, then I might have been in position. Or it's possible that he had already chased her through here, and if I'd come out, they may have busted me, and I may have spooked them. You never know during the rut. You never know where they're going, where they've been, how long they've been running and chasing. So, anyway, I'm going to start getting my stuff down. I got to get out here and get some stuff done, and then I'm going to come back out and hunt this evening because we're supposed to have rain all day tomorrow, and I'm hoping that maybe the deer are moving later this afternoon, and maybe this big buck stays in the area. Golly. Well, I'm back out here this afternoon now, finally. I was worried about forgetting something this morning, and I didn't forget anything this morning. I just, had that encounter as soon as I got in the stand. I guess I was in such a rush to try to get back out here this evening. I got over to my stand and realized I forgot my harness, my safety harness. And I was like, I ain't gonna risk it. I know too many people that have fell out of their tree stand. So I had to go back and get my harness. And as I was leaving, I realized I'd forgotten something else. And so I had to go back in. Anyway, I'm up here now. But it is hot. I am drenched. It is humid. The rain's on its way. It's going to start raining tonight. So we need the rain, and we need these temperatures to drop. We've been above average for about 2.5, 3 weeks now. And we really need these temperatures to drop down some. If nothing else, maybe it'll help kick the deer into more of a heavier rut, but also just to make it more comfortable being out here. It is hot and muggy at times these past few days. Anyway, I'm in the same stand I was in this morning. I contemplated going to a couple of other stands. Actually, they're not stands, they're just sticks that I put in the tree that I can take my saddle platform and saddle, and I can get up in the tree pretty easily, but I don't have anything else up in it. So I was like, well, it's just going to be, I thought it'd be faster for me to come get back in this stand. Looking back, it probably would have been faster for me just to have went to one of those, because I know I was going to have to take everything with me anyway. So, alright, let's see if anything shows up. Seen anything. Haven't even seen a squirrel. I did have a couple owls come in, land beside me and behind me, and they were calling back and forth to each other, but oh well. About another 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna have to come down and get back to the house to have dinner with the in-laws, and my wife's whole family's coming over, so I'll be late for dinner. Anyway, if nothing shows up, then I'll just see you next time.